Greetings, folks. It's me, GigaLem, and welcome back to the Q&A video. Welcome to part 3 of the Q&A video, and of course we're back in daytime, which means, because we're in the pool levels, you're going to see some decimation. And by decimation, I mean, please love your cattails. They're awesome and should be used every time you're in the pool. But yeah, I'm gonna answer I'm gonna answer more of your questions. So let's hop into it. Mobius asks, what kind of games are you planning on doing on your channel after this one? Well, obviously, Let's Play number 4 is Crash Bandicoot, and I can't wait to get to that. Let's Play number 5 is going to be Freedom Planet. And after that, I'm currently deciding what to do after that. Either I do like another blind run, like say, considering King of Cards is out by then, I'm possibly going to do a blind run of that. But if I end up not doing a blind run of Freedom Planet 2, I might save Freedom Planet 2 for either Let's Play number 10 or just a couple Let's Plays down the road, something like that. But if Freedom Planet 2 doesn't release by then I will definitely do a blind Let's Play whenever it's finally released in some form or fashion, because I'm definitely gonna Let's Play it. But if I end up not doing King of Cards as a blind run or something like that, I might do The Messenger, because I've had that game sitting around in my Steam library for so long and I haven't played it, and I really need to play it because there's a reason why I wanted to get it, because it was essentially it looked like Ninja Gaiden, and this is coming from a guy who's never played Ninja Gaiden, only seen or heard about it, and I've heard how brutal those games get. I mean, it's an NES game. It came from the age where people coined the term Nintendo hard. Games that were fun, but still kicked your butt. Though, don't get me wrong, there is a fine line between Nintendo hard and just too hard to be enjoyable. And as many of you would know, what would be too hard to be enjoyable for me is Mega Man 2, because I can beat that game, I just don't enjoy beating it. I really don't enjoy it. I know it's with me in number 2 games, but there are certain number 2 games that I enjoy less than the first entry. But hopefully there are enough number 2 entries that I enjoy more than the first entry, even if I don't enjoy it as much as the third entry. But at some point I would love to cover Mega Man, but I want to save Mega Man for a marathon Let's Play kind of deal. I want to do a marathon Let's Play where I play Mega Man's 1 through 10, put in Wily Wars' Wily Tower in it, put in Mega Man and Bass, put in Rockman World 5. And then just end it off with Mega Man 11. And I still need to get 11 for my PC to see if I can run that game, assuming I don't get an Elgato by then, because I'll still try to run it on my PC, but if I get an Elgato, then I would end the Mega Man Marathon Let's Play by playing Mega Man 11 on my Nintendo Switch. I don't have my Switch right next to me, someone else has it, but I do have the dock right next to me. It's set up to this other monitor that I need like, I need a capture card for it, because that and possibly some way to have it be connected to this computer so I can have 2 monitors be able to be used at any point, but that's besides the point. I would like to get myself an Elgato so I can record footage from my Switch. I can do games that are only on the Switch or stuff like that. Because I would love to record stuff from Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. I would eventually want to do a Let's Play of Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. I would like to eventually do a Let's Play of Insane Trilogy. Like, heck, I'm thinking like as more of a milestone Let's Play, I would like to tackle Breath of the Wild. And as soon as its sequel goes up for pre-order, I'm definitely going to get myself a physical copy of Breath of the Wild 2. Let's just call it Breath of the Wild 2 until it gets its proper name, because I'm already excited that we're going to get another Breath of the Wild, and I'm due for a revisit on that game because I haven't played it in so long. I've been needing to get back to the Trial of the Sword and beat the Master Floor because the last floors on the Master Floor suck. But I still really enjoy that game, even if I had to put through the toil of having to worry about my weapons breaking on me. But I always like finding new weapons and such. And like, whatever I want to Let's Play next is more of like a point where my mind just wants to hop to it. I guess after I cover Freedom Planet, I can finally cover something like Ricochet Extreme, because that is a breakout clone from my childhood that I feel like needs more attention. And there are people that have found ways to not only like be able to have people get that game, re-download that game, because like the game's been like practically they've found a way to archive a non-DRM version of the game. Because it's so hard to get that game, it's so hard to buy that game legitimately now. So, digital preservation. Like, it's more, like, while it's more in a weird area, if there's no way to properly buy it, then people would be able to find a way to make sure players can always play it no matter what. But in terms of that, yeah, it depends on what I've played at the time and what my mind says. I know, I'll play this game for my channel. It's all about just deciding what would be the perfect kind of game to cover for your channel and such, and I enjoy that kind of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna group these 2 questions together because I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you, because, okay. Are you a Harry Potter fan? Should I read the books or watch the movies? And what Harry Potter character do you most identify with? Here's the problem with that. I am not a fan of Harry Potter. I've seen the movies because, why not? I'll see them. But I could never read the books because I always kept getting lost on the first page, admittedly. And I just couldn't keep up, and my interest just fades from then because I just find it hard to just see interest in reading that book. And while I warmed up to reading books in high school, for the most part, there's like a little book that infuriated me when I was in high school. Oh yeah. Yeah, a friend of mine, okay, I asked my friend about why he booted up Sonic CD so many times. It's because he was fiddling around with some, with the settings. And, because of that, you're gonna see him say, you're gonna see Sonic is now playing Sonic CD several times. But, I will have, like, unless requested, I probably will have a story to tell about a type of book that pissed me off in high school, because just like it's a book that's meant to have like some sort of special meaning about protecting a certain species of bear, but it wasn't doing a good job at trying to make me feel for the bear. In fact, 1% of the book was about the bear itself, and to give you the long short of it, basically, most of the time it was about this very unlikable main character. And while main characters shouldn't be likable to be to be good, it would help if the character wasn't unbearable. And I swear I just realized the accidental pun I made, but back at the topic at hand, it would help if the character was actually well written, and the character just wasn't. He is just a freaking pardon my French, because I'm trying to keep these videos PG-13. This kid, this main character is a jackass. He's like a literal idiot of the most unlikable kind, and it just makes just trying to read through it without me wanting me to tear that book apart really hard. And believe me, I've raged hard on my freaking essays about that book. I wasn't even able to write a proper essay, because by the time we were done with that book, it was at the end of the year, and I can't remember if that was my senior year or something like that, but I'm so glad I don't have to read a terrible book like that again, because I hate that book so much. And, like, if any of you are interested about it, maybe I'll tell you the full story whenever I do a second Q&A, but yeah. But back to the topic at hand, in terms of Harry Potter, like, if you can read the books, believe me, go ahead, because you'd be able to get past the first page and probably follow something and such. But for someone like me, I'm probably going to cop out and just say, just watch the movies. Oy. And I can't identify myself as a Harry Potter character. Ever. Because I just can't, because I'm not really that familiar with the franchise, I just don't see a character that just sticks with me. And this is coming from someone who used to, like, well, actually no, because that wouldn't really count, but do any of you guys remember Harry Potter Puppet Pals? It was this series of Flash animations that later became actual live-action puppet shows. It was by Neil C. Siriga. They were pretty funny for the time, but I'm not sure if I want to go back and watch them, because it's kind of like just looking at your old art after so long, because you're not sure if it holds up, because it's kind of thing where it's just like when you look at the box and you're worried and you're just thinking, oh, why did I do that? It's something like that. But I'm pretty sure there are still people that still remember it fondly. Like, hell, I still remember a certain Flash movie that was just called Demented Cartoon Movie, and it was just the strangest stuff, and I just enjoyed every single moment of it. I always enjoy just going back to it. I mean, look it up. It's a really old Flash film. Like Flash film that was on albinoblacksheep.com. Yeah, the same albino black sheep that was the birthplace of Badger, Mushroom. But yeah. Alright, let's get to Plum's questions. How'd you get into Lemmings? I remember having an old Windows 95 computer when I was like around 6. Like, this was probably at the time where Windows XP was in full swing. and my family was hopping from computer to computer and such, and I really wish I took care of those computers better, but I was only 6 at the time, so of course the computers went through lots of hard upgrades, and at this current point of time, I've kept my data better than any other time with it. And I don't know what ever happened to that one XP computer I used to have. I really wish I could find it so I can transfer any like lost files I want to resurface. But I remember playing the DOS version of Lemmings on that computer, and I was so enamored by it because I found like seeing all these levels and graphics. It was such a spectacle. At the time, I didn't know there was actual music for it. The game was pretty silent, and I just liked clicking on Lemmings, being able to beat levels, and and of course, when I'm bored, just make them explode. Nowadays, like not like a few years ago, I finally completed the original Lemmings. Granted, I did it on the PS1 version, so it isn't really the original port. Do I recommend the PS1 version? No! Sure, you get Lemmings and Ono or Lemmings with it, but I don't recommend it because of its sluggish cursor, several like glitches with it, and how it's much harder to play because of different Lemmings behavior and such. I recommend playing the Amiga version if you can get the special levels to work. I recommend playing the DOS version since it's since DOSBox and the DOS version of Lemmings should have the least problems. Though if you can set up DOSBox, I commend you because I find setting up DOSBox to be a real pain in the ass. Pardon my French again. But yeah, and like I remember I actually beat the fun rank in school one time, but like when I was playing the PS1 version, I actually beat the game. I actually got to rendezvous at the mountain, and yeah, that word I think that word is French because of how you have to pronounce it. I could be wrong though. It could be another language, and I just didn't know. But it's not pronounced rendezvous, it's rendezvous. So I wouldn't be surprised if the word is French. But, yeah. Okay, what is your favorite video game franchise? It's so hard to choose a favorite because I had so many favorites, but as of recently, I've grown to realize that Crash Bandicoot has stood as my favorite video game franchise, and I'm so glad I rediscovered it because my family used to be into the Orange Marsupial when I was just barely a baby, and I remember playing Crash Team Racing for the first time and being in anguish that I was unable to play it because I didn't know how to work a PS1 emulator. My brothers didn't, and we didn't know where our copy of the game went. In fact, I remember finding it once, but never putting it in a safe place. So again, I don't know where our copy went. And sure, I found my copy of Ape Escape, but it has so many scratches on it that I'm worried that the cutscenes may tend to be unskippable, and I won't be able to beat the game because of a scratch on it. If they are, then I guess that's good, but I lost a bit of progress on it, and I need to revisit Ape Escape again, but in terms of franchises, I think like Crash is one of the most overall really good quality franchises because there are a lot of developers that really care about the Bandicoot, like how the writing is done, how the like how the writing is done, how the game is played, how the voice acting is. And it's just like the game's quotable. The game is fun to play. Boxes are fun to break. And in terms of spin-offs, the spin-offs can the spin-offs can tend to be really great or just okay. Or it could be Crash Fusion or Crash Boom Bang, where it's just an enigma. Like, there may be fans of those games, but there are fans that are willing to admit that while they're a fan of the game, they can see that the game is not really that good. Like, not to discredit those people. And not to discredit people that do like Crash Fusion or Crash Boom Bang, but still, it's probably something they just see in it that prevents them from disliking it more than everyone already does. Let's see. There are other video game franchises that I do enjoy, but I think like Crash has taken the cake for overall one that as of recently, Crash has made me really, really happy every time I play it. Sure, I may be frustrated at those relics, but I just really enjoy the orange marsupial, and I'm just glad to just be able to be a fan of the Bandicoot again. What kind of movies do you enjoy watching? I am an animation junkie. I will always prefer animation. Like, very rarely I'll probably pop in a live-action movie, but I'm gonna tell you this now. I never followed the MCU. I was never interested in those in certain superhero comics or stuff like that. And I know one of my friends is just going to be like, one day you're going to expose me to the first part of the entire MCU, but making me watch like Iron Man 2008, and then it's just going to be like just paying attention to just the entire movies from there. Like I need like a certain mood or something like that, or just something to make me interested in a live action movie. But I'm always going to prefer animation. I am a sucker for cartoons and animation. They're animation doesn't have an age. They have to have a quality, and whenever they have a really good quality, and like it could be something really admirable. Like I would always pop in like a Pixar film or a Studio Ghibli film or something like that. Or when it's not a movie, I'd probably pop in a cartoon or something that's just fun to revisit. And it's just I find like revisiting old cartoon movies and such, I just prefer just seeing the expressiveness of cartoons, just seeing beautiful animation, seeing like how well animation can be handled, and a lot of wrong can go with animation, but if animation and writing is in the right hands, it can craft some really beautiful products. Because it can be dynamic, it can be cartoony, it can just be it can be like a ton of different styles, just as long as it's either it's just a joy or it's just pleasant to watch and it's well written. It just really like, it just really depends on the execution. And it's the reason why I gravitate more towards animated movies of several different genres, rather than just going towards the typical live-action stuff. Remember, many people say it, so let me just relay the message back to you. Animation isn't just for kids; it's for everyone. May I remind you that there are even some well-written adult animated cartoons, and there are even like adult animated cartoons that aren't really comedies. They're more serious stuff. Like case in point, the series finale to the final season of Samurai Jack, and I believe Primal, both from Genndy Tartakovsky. Yes, I believe that's like I want to say that's like a Russian name or something. I can't remember, but like there are a lot of people like those are like seen as one of the most admirable people in animation. And if the person in anime is a really nice person, then more of a bonus. But unfortunately, that is. I like how a body dropped when I collected the trophy. But unfortunately, that's going to have to be the last question of this video. So I shall see you next time for when I answer more of your guys' questions for part 4. See you guys then.